Hello and welcome to the Fun Casino, the channel created to help you beat online casinos and bookmakers. If you're interested in making money from online casinos and bookmakers, then be sure to subscribe to the channel and check out our website. In this video, we're going to talk about Blackjack strategy. Blackjack is a game of skill and luck. We can't always rely on luck. Following basic Blackjack strategy, we can make sure we're making the right decisions. Blackjack strategy is essentially a guide highlighting what decision you should make for any given hand. There are hands in Blackjack where the decision is not clear and obvious. Fortunately, the mathematicians have crunched the numbers so that we don't have to. Using math and probability, we can increase our expected profit on good hands and decrease our expected losses on the bad ones. Basic Blackjack strategy can reduce the house edge to less than 0.5%. To put the odds in your favour, you should combine the strategy outlined in this video with additional strategies like card counting and casino match betting. See the description for links to these videos. We want to reduce the casino's advantage by refusing to go bust as much as possible. Basic Blackjack strategy helps us find the right balance between putting ourselves at risk but also avoiding over-reliance on the dealer to go bust. Statistically speaking, the dealer will make a hand more often than not. On average, the dealer goes bust only 28.3% of the time. We've highlighted in this infographic the expected bust rate of a dealer per card. As well as knowing the dealer's expected bust rate, you should be conscious of the player bust rate. The maths behind the player bust rate is relatively straightforward. There are 13 different card values. We can assign each card the probability of 7.7%. For example, if we have a hand value of 12, there are only 4 cards that can make us go bust: a 10, Jack, Queen and King. This 4 times 7.7% equals 30.8%. On the other side of the spectrum, a score of 20 means 12 of the 13 cards will make us go bust, everything but an ace. This would be 12 times 7.7% equals 92.4%. Knowing both the dealer bust rate and player bust rate is important. Combining the two, we can create the optimum Blackjack strategy for each and every hand scenario. The Blackjack strategy chart highlights your best decision when considering your hand and the dealer's up card. The Blackjack strategy chart starts at a score of 5. Any score lower than a 5 has to be either a soft hand or a pair of 2s. Make sure to watch part 2 of Blackjack strategy where we discuss pairs and soft hands. It goes without saying that any hard total from 5 to 8 should be hit, regardless of the dealer's card. We cannot go bust and only get closer to 21. Let's take a deeper look into the theory behind each decision. As we discussed in previous videos, the reason players don't win is because they don't make the most of opportunities available. If the dealer is showing a particularly weak card that puts them at risk of going bust, we should consider making the most of this opportunity. With a score of 9, Blackjack strategy dictates that you should double if the dealer is showing a 3, 4, 5 or 6. Some of you will feel uncomfortable doubling in such situations, and if this is you, then we recommend that you just hit. However, bear in mind that you are leaving potential winnings on the table. There is money to be made in these situations, and although they will not always play out in your favour, by doubling down you are giving yourself the best chance. With a score of 10 or 11, your eyes should really light up. This is a great chance to add to your chip pile. Unless the dealer is showing a 10 or an ace, you should be reaching for your chips to double down straight away. If you are not doubling down with a score of 10 or 11 against a weak card, you need to stop playing Blackjack. Cash out your chips, walk away from the table and go home. You will never be a winning player if you don't make the most of these opportunities. When the dealer is showing a 7, 8 or 9, you should also double this hand. Mathematically speaking, you are the favourite to win the hand. Just hitting isn't a disaster, but as mentioned, doubling down when done properly separates the winners from the losers. This is one of those occasions. Blackjack strategy suggests that you double 11 against any dealer card. Please be aware, This is only in a game where the dealer has 2 cards and has already checked for blackjack. There is nothing worse than doubling down on 11, receiving 21, only to see the dealer turn over a blackjack and take your chips. 11 is the best hand to take advantage of double downs. There are 4 cards, 10 Jack, Queen and King, that will give you 21. Do not waste the opportunity. A player's score of 12 is one of the most difficult hands that many beginners get wrong. Players that have no knowledge surrounding blackjack strategy would hit a score of 12 without any consideration. Fortunately for you, subscribe to the channel, you know there's more to it than that. With a score of 12, we will go bust 30.8% of the time. This means there's a 70% chance that we don't go bust. As it's not 100%, we still want to take caution. There is no reason for us to put ourselves at risk when a dealer has a 4, 5 or 6. This is true for all hands over 12. If there's any chance that we can go bust and the dealer has a 4, 5 or 6, then stand. However, if our score is 12 and the dealer has a 3, it is now a smarter move to hit, despite the 30% probability we will go bust. Highlighted in the dealer bust rate chart, 3 for a dealer is a weak card, but not as weak as we would hope. The same applies to a dealer's 2. For all other hands, if we are at risk of going bust, but a dealer has an up card of 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, we stand. Don't put yourself at risk of going bust when a dealer is also at risk. When the dealer has a 7 or higher, this now changes to needing to hit. The probability of them going bust has dropped to 30% or lower. A player's score of 16 against the dealer's 7. This is perhaps one of the most contested hands in blackjack history. However, the mathematicians have spoken. The strategy card shows the optimum decisions for each hand. Mathematically speaking, you should take another card. Personally, I have no objection to standing on 16 when the dealer shows a 7. If you want to minimise the house edge by limiting the number of times you'll go bust, then there is a good argument to be made for not hitting a 16 against the dealer's 7. You've likely heard self-proclaimed experts telling you, always assume the dealer's card has a value of 10. That's because there are more 10 cards than any other card. Assuming the dealer's second card is a 10, mathematically speaking, is not a wise assumption. Remember, only 4 of the 13 cards are valued at 10. That means almost 70% of the time they do not have a 10 and need to take extra cards. Blackjack strategy will become second nature with continued practice. Go to the website and download our blackjack strategy charts as a PDF format and use them as reference next time you're playing blackjack. We might sound like a broken record, but if you want to make money playing blackjack, you need to make the most of opportunities. Soft hands and pairs bring more opportunities. We'll discuss these in further detail in the next video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and keep an eye out for Blackjack Strategy Part 2. Let us know your thoughts on this blackjack strategy. Are there any hands that you disagree with? What changes would you make? Let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.